Good morning, it's Jacob back with the Daily Shortcut. How you doing? So, I'm smiling here. I'm just on a really fun subject. My mentor sends me some really cool stuff, and today, he was sharing a little bit about one of his stories. He's a self-made millionaire, and he used to be a homeless guy, actually. I listened to him. He's an interesting character, and he's actually helped like close to I think like 16, maybe 17, 20, I don't know, people earn $1 million+ over the recent handful of years. So it's been about 5 or 6 years. I like to listen to what he has to say. He's got a very unique concept on life, just having overcome certain hurdles, and I'm a big believer in modeling what works and just adjusting things to go with the flow in a way that's empowering. And today he just kind of shared some stuff about what it was like to be homeless and how he actually discovered what was working so well and has been able to even impart that for others in a way that they could and felt was resonant with them in such a way that they just kind of went with the tide. And it just got me on this subject about what I like to call divine currency. And I like to say I live on it too. It's a form of grace. And I'm increasing mine as I go to the more that I develop my world and my life. And I've been sharing this process with you here. It's something that I think behooves me a lot as somebody that considers himself on a healing journey and with a shared healing mission to also impart those ripples onto others in ways where we can all kind of grab onto what's working and create more of that current. And really, what is money? You know, it's a form of energy. We can get really technical on this. I bet a lot of people would be blown away if we break that down from an esoteric standpoint, which we might do in another video. I like talking about things like this, especially since most people don't know what the fuck money is anyway. To be quite honest, think about it. What is money? I bet you have a loose idea, concept, but we're not going to get into a broad definition of that today because personally, I think the way that it's dogmatized in this life is very disempowering. I'm more on the divine currency circuit because I think thinking about it in this manner is actually a way to open up more prosperity, whether it comes in money or just in the flow of how opportunity presents and unfolds as a divine creative manifestation. Ooh, nice, right? So what's that all about? Dave was talking about what wasn't working for him and how it was like literally standing in the way of your own progress because the current was coming against you and it would just be a matter of time before it toppled you over. Like, imagine standing in a river where the current's coming against you and trying to just hold a posture with everything coming against you and being in such fierce opposition to the motion of energy in your life. It's just not sustainable, right? And so this is where most people find themselves in some kind of way. And this is one reason why I love being able to offer psychic, intuitive input to people on a case-by-case basis because as a person that practices divination methods and that speaks with spirit guides and that is an energy reader, for me it's just a joy to be able to get a feel for it and know where it's blocked and be able to help the person move themselves out of something that maybe they couldn't see. Because it's kind of like, if you have something on the back of your shirt, you might not see it until, your friend comes up behind you and is like, hey, did you lose something? And, this is how it works. And so simple way to think about it, if that's been elusive up until now. But, I want you to think about the current and the currents that move through your life and how you're interacting with them. Dave got me thinking about something that I hadn't thought about today too with regard to definitions. I kind of like playing with words. I'm a bit of a wordsmith and a word nerd. I think that words are amazing, and we can literally create and inspire with them, and we can also kill with them. And as somebody who has had curses spoken on me by my own family to my face, and as somebody who's like lived through the poisonous toxicity that created as a domino effect in my life, that started with a seed of shame ever since I was tiny, that just got fed and fed and fed. 40 years later now, I can look back as the one who's kind of gotten out of those ways where that could be sent down my path. And I've sort of deconstructed where I was literally taught to stand there and to let, the forces of nature overcome me in these ways, because that's what was natural to me. And I wonder how many times maybe, and this is not to blame people, because I've already forgiven that, and I choose to stay away from any of the toxic situations that I've talked about here. I've had to, because I made a decision. And it got me thinking, Dave asked a really important question, did you make a decision? Have you made a decision? And I think sometimes people think, yeah, I made a decision about something, and they kind of didn't. It's like they had an idea, and they get in their mind that because they had an idea or thought about something, that they actually made a decision. And I like his definition of what a decision is. So here, I'm going to throw this one at you and see what you think. He said that a decision, when you make a decision, that means that you have chosen to cut off options. There's a big one right there. It's not just making a choice, it's cutting off options. So the decision to cut off options where you might be standing in opposition to the very current that is moving through your life effortlessly. When that happens, just as somebody that kind of helps people reverse analyze this stuff on a case by case, I tend to think there might be a trauma reason that goes back, and that's something that can be worked through on a case by case. If you're looking for that kind of guidance, I'd love to do it for you. artoflove.me, click services up at the top, and you can read about how I do those, and also testimonial feedback from people that I've worked with that have gotten real assistance from this. But aside from that, there's an opportunity here, and I hadn't really thought about it this way, but David put it out there, and I'm just going to go back to that current idea. If you can imagine that the river is rushing one direction, and you were standing there and it was coming against you, you're not going to make it very long, no matter how strong you are, because that's nature, and that energy is moving. It's got momentum and force. Whereas if you just were able to adjust and go with the current and move with the energy, the way the energy naturally wants to move, you would not be in opposition. Things would flow. And not only could you just take that current, but if you can just imagine that you added some of your energy to that, then you multiply the force. And kind of opens up some other ideas about how things might then also be mobilized in one's life, because there's a ripple effect when we do these things. So I don't know, I just wanted to kick that over to you today. There's a lot of information here about your divine currency. Have you considered where the divine currency is in your life? And are you making decisions with your actions right now, today, to cut off any options that are blocking or impeding the progress of you taking that current and really manifesting what it is that you want. Think about that. And hit me up if you're tired of your job. If you're sick and tired of being in opposition to your divine current and you're looking for a little bit of help about how to embrace what's actually flowing in your life in a way that is workable for you and that puts more of that currency or money or whatever it is that you need into your life in a way that lets you keep flowing in a positive direction, I'm your guy. So there's some links below. You can click that. One of them is, actually, if you just type in my name, jacobmartinez.me, it'll take you to a website where you can learn more about where I am actually self-developing and doing things. And if you want to know how to make changes, just hit subscribe. I'm doing this every day, Monday through Friday. And I actually am also helping people on a one-on-one basis who are actually serious about getting out of their own way. So hit me up if I can do that for you. Take care. God bless. Gonna see you again tomorrow, and probably in just a little while. I'm getting ready to hit you up with a DNDD, and very interested to see what came through. That Scorpio energy has been fascinating, so hopefully you enjoyed your full moon. I know I did. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.